Alrighty, so this is how you build a keyboard in RecRoom. I'm just gonna start off with this little design right here, cause why not? I know it looks horrible, but that's why I don't build. So, to get started, we're gonna need just a few simple things for this entire build. We're gonna need a button. We're gonna need a string concat. We're gonna need a string variable just to make everything easy. We're gonna need an event receiver, and we're gonna need a text set text plus regular text, just a text right there. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get started with our build. So I hope you know stuff about MakerPen already, because this is gonna be very challenging for you if you don't. So first we're gonna go to Palette. So we're gonna go on your MakerPen, go to from Tools, go to Palette, and then you're just gonna search up button. Then I'm gonna go ahead and place that here. Rotate it. I'm struggling here, so please forgive me. And then we're gonna scale it down. This part is optional because, well, it's not necessary to scale it down. It's just, if you want the design to look better, then you should probably scale it down. Okay, the next step we're gonna do. Well, first, if you did rotate it, make sure that your circuit is nice and, like, goodly rotated. Like, it's nice and straight, because it's really gonna help you out. And if there's one thing that I know, and it's that everybody is going to criticize you if you don't organize things neatly. And I know it gets very difficult when you get into complex stuff, but it's just how it works. So I strongly suggest that you make everything nice and neat. And then next thing we're gonna do is label the button with which letter or number, or symbol if you so choose, to whatever you want it to, whenever you want to press, whatever letter you want it to show. You get the point. Then next we're gonna want to grab a text. Then we're gonna want to rotate it. Well, this part is optional. Any rotating that we're going to be doing here is going to be optional. It's just for the design of the keyboard. I'm gonna go ahead and recolor these. Okay, here's where we get to the circuitry. So, of course, this is the button down here is labeled 1, so it's whenever you press it, it's gonna add 1 to the text. It's just gonna show the number 1. So this is just for organization purposes, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name my circuit the letter or number that it is, because it makes it easier to differentiate which button goes to which. If you don't know how to do that, just go to your maker pen, go to configure, press on the circuit, and then delete the name, make the new name, and then press submit. Next, we're going to grab our string variable. Just go to your palette and search that up. Then we're going to rename it to whatever you like, but it needs to be original if you're doing it for like an actual room. Because if you're doing it in an actual room and you're using more than one string variable, then it's going to be it's going to sync to anything else that's like hooked up to the same name. It's going to sync to that other variable, and then it's going to set the text across everything, across every variable that you have and stuff. And then it gets real complicated. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a string concat. We're going to place it right here. Then we're going to hook this result right here to this input over here. The value right here. And then the second value, we're going to name it 1. So what this is doing is after you press it, it goes all the way here. And then it goes to the string variable and goes down here to our string concat. And whatever our text is now, it's going to insert this little 1 right here. It's going to insert it to the text. And then after that, you're going to grab your event receiver. And then if you use the same name that I use, then you're going to go to letter/number changed. However, if you did it differently and you named your variable something else, you just need to look for the name of your variable and then changed. After it says that, you're just going to grab yourself a text set text. And you're going to clone yourself another variable. And then you're going to find your circuit board for your text. For me, it was all the way down here. I don't know why. Then you're going to set the target to here. Then that should be good. So whenever you press anything, like you press any of the letters or numbers, it's going to set the text no matter what. Because this event receiver is constantly checking if the letter or number of the string variable is changed. And if it is, then it's going to set the text to whatever it changed it to. So that way, you only need one text set text. However, if you don't do it that way and you just do a whole bunch of text set text, you'll have a whole bunch of chips that you won't need, and you're going to want to save every circuit that you can because you don't want to use up too many. Oh, I forgot to delete this when I was experimenting earlier. One moment. Okay. Next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to clone this a whole bunch of times. So we're going to clone the button first. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to rename the button. And then we're going to, well, this is optional again, but you're going to want to like rename the circuit to whatever it is that you're using. So for me, this one's going to be 2. Then after that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab your variables and string concat again, and then clone that down here. Again, make sure that your variable is always the same as whatever this variable is or whatever this variable is. Because if it's not, then it's not going to sync to this text down here, and it's not going to be the same for everything. So you're going to want to make sure that they have the exact same, that all your variables have the exact same name. But instead here, you're going to change your value on the string concat to 2, or whatever you changed your letter or number to. So it could be L, could be I, whatever your button says, you're going to want to change the bottom value on the string concat to that. Then you're going to want to do that all the way up until your keyboard is done. You can skip to this part of the video to find out, the final result and stuff. As you can see, it's already starting to work. Then we're going to go back to renaming all of our buttons. Okay, then we're going to come up here and rename all these circuits once again. Okay, then don't forget, this is the most crucial part. Always change the value of your string concat to whatever you named the button as. Uh-oh. Okay, and for the sake of time, that's all I'm gonna do. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last but not least, 0. So that's how you make simple keyboard. And if you want to add like letters and numbers to it, you just keep on cloning buttons and keep on cloning these two circuits. Just make sure that you have these up here setting the text, and then you are done. So have a good day and goodbye. Okay, so after I almost published the video, I realized that I forgot the backspace, and that is going to be different than all of this. So what you're going to want to do is grab your button again, clone it. I'm just going to put it right here for right now. I'm just going to name it back. I'm going to name this circuit back. Then, since this one is a little more differently, you are going to grab your string variable once again. But instead of grabbing a string concat, you're going to grab a string substring. This thing right here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hook the result up to here. And the string, what that's going to be, is that's going to be this. However, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab a string length. Then you're going to want to hook that up to here. And then you're going to want to grab a subtract. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hook up the length to this top value right here. This is very important. You're going to want to hook up the length to the top value right here. And then you're going to want to subtract 1. And then the difference is going to go to your length. And then what that's going to do is that's going to just basically take away 1 from your string variable. That's it. So now if I go down here, type in 4, 5, blah, 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 whatever you want, and then press back, it's going to take away 1 letter each time. I forgot to mention that. So, officially goodbye.